afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4. Danica Lewis is filling in once again for our Mark Kane, who will be back on Monday. How are you doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah, you're in the countdown to your wedding.
It is at a single-digit point at this time. So, yeah, brain's a little scattered, as we talked about a couple times off camera.
Well, I appreciate you being here then, all the more.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it.
Here's what's making news on this Thursday. Governor Evers is pushing for state lawmakers to pass a so-called red flag gun bill.
A tropical depression is hitting hard in southeastern Texas. We'll tell you how much more rain the area is expected to get.
And 1 year ago today, a workplace shooting forever changed the lives of many in Middleton.
It's hard to believe it's been a year.
It is hard to believe.
Yeah.
That's true. Let's take a look outside today. A little rain to start this Thursday. This is video from Elver Park this morning. Everything's still pretty green there. I'm still waiting for the colors to start. They started a little bit, but not too much around here.
Yeah, it's all this like summertime temperatures that are keeping it off for a little bit.
The weather words for today, hoping for less rain. Dana Fulton is out on the weather patio. Hi, Dana.
Hey, so we do still have a few slight chances for showers overnight and for Friday. So that's what we're all just going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that we can keep the showers pushed away a little bit. Some cloud coverage right now. Overall, a mostly cloudy sky this evening, but some folks may get lucky enough to see a few pockets of sunshine. And the good news with that cloud coverage, I might get a really nice sunset coming in for us. We get a little more colors when we have the clouds hanging around. Visible cloud track just showing again that thick cloud deck we have on hand. Temperature-wise, we're in the mid-70s for a lot of the area, but about 72 in Madison and in Janesville, a little closer to 80 for La Crosse right now. So temperatures are above average again this afternoon. Dew points, though, also a little high, so it does feel a little humid outside. Our breeze still coming from the south at about 10 miles per hour, enough that you'll notice it. Overall this evening, just plan on another muggy night with that slight chance for showers coming on through. Temperatures really won't drop till we get to the second half of your weekend. We'll take a closer look at what's coming up for Saturday and Sunday in just a few minutes. Right now on the roads, as we look at the Beltline and Park Street, thankfully both sides actually moving along just fine at this time. We don't have any major delays and no accidents to report either. So things are kind of smooth sailing on our roadways, other than a few construction spots. The eastbound side is starting to get a little slower, down to about 30 miles per hour around John Nolan, around Prairie du Sac and Sauk City. We're seeing a few delays heading into Sauk City as that construction has traffic down to just one lane. It'll take you 27 minutes to get from Janesville to the Beltline, from Sauk City to Middleton, about 17 minutes, and from Sun Prairie to downtown, only 16 minutes on this evening. Do take a little extra time if you need to on the roads, because they are still wet, of course, from all the rain that we had this morning.
All right, good advice. We'll check back in a little while. Thanks, Dana.
Any rain potential in the forecast is not welcome news, particularly for people in Grant County. Emergency management officials there have measured more than 16 inches of rain in the past 7 days, 6 inches happening just overnight.
Our Jamie Perez joins us from Ellenboro with a look at how flooding is impacting people there.
We were actually on our way to Lancaster, but on the way there, we came upon this flooded and buckled-in road here in Ellenboro, making it pretty difficult to get across from town to town here in Grant County. There were a lot of washed-out roads all around the area, just like this one. Driving here is a little unsafe, so a lot of people stayed home from work and school, even those who work from home, like farmers. We actually talked to some farmers today who said this happens so frequently in this area, and when things like this happen, it really does take a toll on them, especially the farmers who sit on low lands.
When you get to the crop to where it is now and just see it going down the river in high water, you work that hard to get it that far, and it's a little tough on you.
Even though we didn't quite make it to Lancaster, emergency management there said there were a lot of flooded roads just like this one, some stalled out cars and flooded homes in the area. Highway 81 was also shut down for a while this morning, and people say when flooding like this happens, their biggest gripe is with all of the cleanup that has to happen afterwards, and understandably so. We'll have more flooding updates tonight on News 3 Now at 5 and 6.
New at 4, the Fitchburg Police Department is offering a reward for information leading to an arrest in an August homicide investigation. Last month, high school student Shay Watson was found murdered on the 2700 block of Lyman Lane. Officers say the investigation is still open and active. Madison Area Crime Stoppers is issuing cash rewards up to $1,000 for information leading to an arrest. The family of Watson also has a reward fund of up to $3,500. More local news now. It has been an emotional day for many people today in Middleton.
Today is the one-year anniversary of Dane County's first active shooter incident. 4 people were injured when a WTS Paradigm employee began shooting inside the software company's Middleton office. Anthony Tong was killed by officers just minutes after he entered that workplace. In the 12 months since the shooting, the officers and deputies who responded to that day have received national recognition for killing the gunman and preventing an even bigger tragedy. But like the Paradigm employees, many of them are still dealing with the emotional impact.
Just that the unknown, that what's going to happen to the partners that I'm going in with, what's going to be the outcome. Is somebody going to be shooting at us? So maybe that, I guess maybe you could call it afraid, but I don't think I was afraid of doing what we did that day, because there was no hesitation by any one of us. When we got together as a team, we knew what we had to do. Within seconds, we were entering that building.
We're very proud of our response, but we're not breaking our arms, patting ourselves on the back, because there were a lot of lessons learned that day. And we have gone around the state and put on training sessions on what we did right and what we did wrong. And we have a lot of different groups that are coming together countywide that are looking at this incident and seeing how we could have done things better.
As you can see there, Susan Simon sat down with those first responders, and coming up tonight at 10, we will hear from them about that day and what they learned.
On the anniversary of the Middleton shooting, Wisconsin Democrats are introducing gun legislation.
While they say it should not be a partisan issue, opinions on the bill continue to be divided across party lines. Madeline O'Neill explains what this red flag bill means. Maddie?
Danica and Susan, the bill would allow for extreme risk protection orders. That means if a family member or law enforcement officer believes someone may be a threat to themselves or others, a judge can decide to temporarily seize that person's gun. In a press conference this morning, Governor Tony Evers, Representative Melissa Sargent, and Senator Lana Taylor announced the bill, saying it's a step toward reducing gun-related homicides and suicides, and doing nothing is costing lives. But state Republicans have concerns. Representative Barbara Dietrich wants to take the time to make sure lawmakers pass legislation that will protect people and people's rights.
The consequences of inaction are too high, folks. So today, I'm once again calling on Republicans in the legislature to set politics aside and get to work on addressing gun violence in Wisconsin.
I'm very concerned about people having their weapons confiscated unjustly. Honestly, I would rather see somebody get the mental health treatment they need.
Well, I can take a guess. The bill would have to clear a Republican-controlled legislature to pass. On this anniversary of the Paradigm shooting, local first responders are pushing for change at the state level. We'll hear from the Dane County Sheriff and Middleton Police Chief on what they think should be done to improve safety tonight at 6.
All right, Maddie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Maddie. Madison firefighters believe an unattended stove caused a fire that displaced a family on Madison's west side. It happened at an apartment on Russet Road near Meadow Ridge Library last night. Firefighters found flames coming from a stove in a second-floor unit. An adult and 2 children were still asleep in their bedrooms. Firefighters got them out safely, and the Red Cross is helping them find temporary housing. Damage is estimated around $10,000.
An update to a story from yesterday. Madison police say they found what appears to be heroin and prescription pills in the vehicle of a person killed in a crash on the city's west side. Officers say a McFarland man in his 30s was killed in a 3-vehicle wreck on Mineral Point Road and Commerce Drive. 2 others were injured in that crash. Police say the man ran a red light and collided with an SUV, eventually pushing into another SUV. This crash does remain under investigation.
The number of cases of lung-related illnesses associated with vaping is growing. Health officials confirm 530 people have gotten sick in 38 states and 1 territory, including Wisconsin. 7 people have died. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention expects the number to rise. While officials can't pinpoint the exact cause of the illnesses, most of the patients reported using e-cigarettes containing THC, the active ingredient in marijuana. 3/4 of the cases are males, 2/3 are between the ages of 18 and 34.
Until we know more, while this investigation is ongoing, if you have health concerns, we recommend you consider not vaping and not using e-cigarettes.
The Trump administration is moving to ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes. The CDC also cautions against returning to cigarette smoking as a way to quit vaping.
Leaders from Iran and the United States say they do not want war, but officials from both sides also say they will do what's necessary to defend their countries. Tensions remain high following what the U.S. believes was an Iranian strike on Saudi oil facilities. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called it an act of war. Iran's foreign minister appeared on CNN this morning to issue a threat, that is, to the United States and Saudi Arabia.
What would be the consequence of an American or a Saudi military strike on Iran now?
An all-out war.
You make a very serious statement there, sir.
Well, I make a very serious statement about defending our country.
For now, the U.S. will roll out more economic sanctions against Iran while keeping a military option on the table. The U.S. is working with allies to prepare a case to show Iran was definitely responsible for that attack on the Saudis and the global oil supply. Iran is dismissing any evidence.
The governor of Texas has declared a state of disaster for several counties experiencing widespread flooding due to more than 3 feet of rain from Tropical Depression Imelda. Courtney Zabowski reports from Houston.
Tropical Depression Imelda is sitting over the Houston, Texas area, dumping as much as 5 inches of rain an hour. Flights are canceled, and officials are warning residents to keep their guard up.
Until it clears our area, I am going to encourage everyone, wherever you are, please stay where you are.
East of Houston, the floodwater is nearly 16 feet high in Dayton, and cars are sinking in Winnie.
We were definitely prepared for a storm. What we weren't prepared for was for a storm to stall on top of us.
The deluge brought back memories of Hurricane Harvey for some residents. This family evacuated to a shelter before the water started seeping into their home.
Well, we look at the driveway. If you can't see the road, it's time to go.
In Beaumont, Texas, more than a foot of rain has fallen in some places, and first responders have received requests for more than 200 high water rescues. Officials say some areas could see up to 3 feet of rain before the week is over. The storm spawned several tornadoes, including this one in Highlands, Texas. The National Weather Service has issued a flash flood emergency for the area. Residents are being told to shelter in place. Courtney Zabowski, CBS News, Houston.
Houston has been spared the brunt of the storm so far, but more than 160 flights were canceled today at George Bush Intercontinental Airport, with nearly 300 other flights delayed.
The Trump administration says it is pulling a federal waiver that has allowed California to set its own emission standards for vehicles and greenhouse gases for nearly half a century. For almost 50 years, California has imposed tougher emission standards to try and clear its smoggy skies. The president is pushing, though, for one nationwide standard that's weaker than what California currently mandates, arguing fuel-efficient vehicles are too expensive and too small. The EPA says transportation pollution is among the nation's largest sources of planet-warming greenhouse gases. 12 other states and Washington, D.C. also follow California's emission standard, accounting for about a third of the nation's auto market.
It's about the oil industry, period, full stop. It's not about the car manufacturers, not about consumers. It's not about the health. It's not about our economy.
I mean, they make them now like paper mache. Somebody touches them and the entire car collapses. When somebody hits me, I want to be in as close to an army tank as possible.
At least 4 major automakers are siding with California, saying even they don't want the federal government to weaken standards. So speaking of low emissions and carbon conscious vehicles.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Now we're getting a look at how safe some of the newest electric car models really are. We'll share the crash test results when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Welcome back. A new round of crash tests looked at cars that don't actually run on gas.
The Tesla Model 3 was a success in tests at the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. The automaker's lower-cost model earned a top safety pick award. The electric Audi e-tron went through the same tests, and it also won the highest award. So did the hydrogen-powered Hyundai Nexo in the crashes. And the electric batteries and the hydrogen tank did not pose a danger. The vehicles also protected against injury, so they did very well in all of those tests. An uneven day on Wall Street today. The Dow lost 52 points while the Nasdaq picked up 5 points. The S&P 500 stayed flat. It picked up less than 1 point. Well, it is Friday Eve, as we like to say. It's almost the weekend in 608.
Here with a look at what's going on in the area is Madison Magazine Associate Editor Joel Potenow. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Joel.
Sure.
It's good to see you. So where do we start this weekend?
Well, I think with music, and what I'm liking is the sound of Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're playing tonight and Friday night at the North Street Cabaret, all about the 1940s and 50s rockabilly, country, western swing, and doo-wop. Big Sandy and his Fly Right Boys have been at it for 25 years, and they recently put out their anniversary album, What a Dream It's Been. Check them out at the North Street Cabaret.
We're just going to make sure
We're going to make sure
mic is
everybody
on
can
there.
hear you about it. Yeah, that's
There we go.
okay.
There
That's
we
all
go.
right.
Okay, what's going on at the Barrymore?
So the Barrymore is hosting a series, actually, of live podcast recordings. 2 of them are this weekend. One is Lore tonight, and then on Saturday night, Criminal. They're both very different. Lore is a popular bi-weekly podcast about true historical horror stories, and the episodes have been downloaded as many as 150 million times, 185 million times, in fact. And then Criminal is a podcast about crime. From the perspective of both the perpetrators and the victims as the stories are told. And apparently the host, Phoebe Judge, is likely to interrogate some of the audience members. So that'll be Saturday night.
It's a little intimidating there.
It could be, but it could be fun.
Also a little intimidating sometimes, the lyrics in Book of Mormon, but they're worth it. I went last night. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So third time's the charm for Madison. Book of Mormon is back, opened last night. It's continuing through the weekend. Again, it's created by the animated TV series of South Park, a satirical take on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, telling the story, as you know, of 2 missionaries in a village in Uganda. The Book of Mormon has been a favorite of critics and audiences alike since it opened on Broadway in 2011. And again, there's several performances tonight through Sunday.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah. I'm still dancing. I hear the music in the background, and I'm like singing it in my head and seeing the guys dance around.
It's a great show.
It's such a great show.
Now, what is Joy in Nature? Is that involving dance?
Yeah, this is a performance that is at the Overture Center at Promenade Hall. It's the Madison Contemporary Dance Company. They will be performing 8 separate pieces of choreography, 20 dancers, all set to live music. It is a nature-themed production, and they hope to use the performance to raise awareness and money for Madison's Clean Lakes Alliance throughout this production, but also their entire 10th season.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
That is a really neat cause. Dance and nature. All right.
Exactly.
You can read more about what's going on this weekend in this month's edition of Madison Magazine. Thanks, Joel.
Yeah, thank you,
Good
Joel.
to see you. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Well, stay with us. There is more to come, including a look at the latest fall fashion trends.
And then tonight on News 3 Now at 5, some state lawmakers are promoting a bill that would allow terminally ill people to choose their end-of-life options. That's coming up tonight at 5.
Well, take a look at this. You were about to see a massive shark trying to eat a bird.
Oh, no.
Floating in the water right next to the boat. Somehow that bird, though, manages to survive. There he is. Take another look here. The bird swims for its life while the shark just circles below. Here he goes. Go, go,
Okay,
go, go,
no,
go.
No, we do not need to see this again.
Well, but he doesn't get him. We know the ending here. It appears the carnivore chomps down on his prey, but foul fools the shark, pulling off that magic trick, diving into the water to escape. My goodness gracious.
Oh, nature is brutal.
I know, really. I'm
glad that had a happy ending.
Yeah, right.
Could have flown away at any time. So I think it was almost teasing the shark there at the end.
Right? I got you. I got your number.
So are we done with the rain for today, do you think?
Duck weather.
Yeah, the duck weather right now. So there's still a slight chance this evening. Not really out the chance to see a few more raindrops fall overnight or for tomorrow, though most of the rain kind of wrapping on up for us. We'll take a look at those totals from this morning right after the break. That cloud coverage has brought a little bit of a temperature relief for us, barely getting into the low 70s right now in Madison. We're at 72 currently. Those dew points are in the mid 60s with a breeze coming from the south. About 10 miles per hour right now, enough that you'll definitely notice it. We do still have that flood warning in effect for parts of Grant County until 11:30 tonight because we had so much rain come through this morning. This afternoon, we've been able to stay dry at least for the last few hours, but looking at our precipitation total, some areas of Grant County getting almost 5 inches of rain, most of Grant County and into Lafayette County, though, right around that 3 to 5 inch range. The further east you go, those totals, of course, decreasing quite a bit. In fact, parts of eastern Dane County really didn't pick
pick up any rain at all around Madison area. Picked up a few tenths of an inch, but really that western edge of the state saw a lot of rain come through this morning. A lot of lightning too, a very bright light show for us. Our Doppler track's pretty quiet right now. Some areas might be dealing with that misty kind of feeling, not enough that we'd pick it up on our Doppler track, but not ruling out the chance for a few more isolated showers to slide on through overnight. Looking at our future track, plan on a mostly cloudy sky overnight as this front kind of stays right around our area, bringing that slight chance for showers overnight and another slight chance heading into Friday. Not a great chance for rain coming on through, but not ruling out a few isolated showers. The next big rain chance is going to come in on Saturday. In the morning, we're not looking at much of a threat, but the showers will really develop later in the afternoon and evening and carry into Sunday. Sunday also looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms. So we were just asking if you need a poncho for the game on Saturday. You should be okay early in the day, but better safe than sorry, of course, and maybe a good idea just to have that on hand, especially for after the game. Temperatures overnight will stay in the 60s, a mostly cloudy sky expected. By tomorrow morning, we'll still be mostly cloudy. In the afternoon, we may get a little bit of sunshine, but there's going to be that slight chance for some isolated showers. Steadily becoming partly sunny with isolated rain chances. Temperature-wise, we will be in the 80s, so those high temps climbing right back on up. So another warm day, another humid day also with those isolated shower chances. Our dew points will be back in the mid to upper 60s. Staying in the 60s overnight, Friday night into Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we'll have a little bit of sunshine, but those shower chances start to develop and slide through late in the morning and early in the afternoon. Again, a poncho probably a good idea for the game. Isolated storms certainly possible later in the day on Saturday, and then overnight we'll continue to see more showers slide on through. As far as our rainfall totals for the month, we just keep on climbing, well above average at this point. We should have stopped at about 3 1/10. That's our average for September. We're only at the 19th right now, and our monthly totals so far sitting at over 3 1/4 inches of rainfall. So of course we have plenty of time to just keep adding on to that. Over the next few hours, our temperatures actually holding pretty steadily in the 70s. Some areas, of course, a little warmer than Madison right now. Madison sitting in the lower 70s, but a lot of areas to the east or west are in the mid to upper 70s right now. Temperatures in the 60s overnight, cloudy, mild, and because those temps will fall close to our dew points yet again, we will have some patchy fog early in the morning. A slight chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms, though most of the rain chance really won't come through again until Saturday. Tomorrow afternoon, we're in the 80s for afternoon highs. That's going to be a little warm outside and a little humid. Staying with our summery trend in the low 80s for Friday with a slight chance for an afternoon thunderstorm. Otherwise, partly sunny in the afternoon. It's a little more sunshine coming out for Friday. Saturday, we will drop back a little bit in the upper 70s with shower chances really developing in the afternoon and evening. And then heading into next week, our temperatures will fall down to the upper 70s, which is, or lower 70s. That's still above average for us, but it will be a little more seasonable. Mostly sunny on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, there will be a chance for some showers sliding on through. A quick cold front brings some rain chances for Wednesday, and we drop back to the upper 60s, which is a little closer to where we should be for this time of year. In the 80s, it's a little warm outside and a little humid still, but thankfully we're not looking at another big soaker like what came through last night for tonight, because a lot of folks need a little bit of time to dry out right now.
That's most definitely. All right.
Yes, a lot of rain for us. So we're going to keep those rain chances, like I said, fingers crossed, keep them a little further south for tonight.
Excellent. All right.
Thanks, Dana.
So summer is still officially in progress, but now is the time to actually start planning holiday travel.
Chris Martinez has the latest from California on exactly when is the best time to book flights for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
When it comes to holiday travel, AAA says the time to book is fast approaching.
The best time to buy your flights are going to be starting September 25th and booking by the end of October. And that's because that time frame is going to give you the most options in terms of flights and some of the best deals that are going to be out there.
AAA's Jeanette Castellano says booking now will give you even more options, but that comes at a cost.
They may be slightly more expensive, maybe $20, $50 more expensive than if you wait.
On the flip side, experts caution procrastinators who hold out for bargains may have a tough time finding a flight that works for them.
While many passengers are still soaking up the final days of summer, some we spoke with are already looking ahead to their holiday travel.
I like early so that I know exactly, I'm going to be able to go, how much it's going to cost me, and I can tell my family I'm going to be there.
Is it too soon right now to be thinking about that?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
now's the time to make your reservation.
AAA also recommends getting help with your flight from a travel agent and purchasing flight insurance, especially when booking 25 to 60 days in advance.
You don't know what could potentially happen. Life can throw a lot of wrenches in plans.
And one more reason to book early, AAA expects more than 150 million people to be on the roads and in the air during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Burbank, California.
Boy, we got to think about the holidays already.
Like, come on.
You need to get through your wedding first.
That's what I'm thinking.
Then you
it's
can
not
start
even
worrying about
Halloween yet, people.
Well, anyone jetting off or driving somewhere for the holidays will inevitably have an effect on the environment.
Coming up on Live at 4, we will talk about the way some people are making up for that impact and whether we should all be considering it. That's coming up. That big hairy dude taking a rest, an afternoon nap for the buffalo there.
It's a great day to take a walk at the Henry Vilas Zoo. We haven't seen the zoo cam in a while.
I know, that's good stuff. Unfortunately, he's not doing much, but that's okay. Who can blame him? So when Prince Harry was called out for taking private jets to climate events, he assured critics that he was buying carbon offsets to balance out his carbon footprint.
More and more people and companies are paying money toward green projects.
Ahead of next week's summit on climate action at the United Nations, CBS's Dana Bacchus takes us a look, that is, at what carbon offsets are and how they work.
Everyone has a carbon footprint. From driving to flying to eating meat, scientists say each of us is generating carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change.
Air travel is a really big one, or vehicle travel.
Peggy Kelland with the Center for Resource Solutions says you can reduce your carbon footprint with carbon offsets, where you pay to invest in environmental projects to counteract your personal carbon emissions.
There'll be ones for forestry in certain locations. There'll be ones for methane capture from dairies or rice cultivation or landfills.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle use carbon offsets to compensate for emissions their private flights produce. And it's not just royals. Online shopping site Etsy has committed to offset 100% of carbon emissions from shipping.
This means for every Etsy item that's shipped, Etsy balances it with positive environmental impact.
The question is, do carbon offsets make an impactful difference on the environment? Some experts say yes. According to Forest Trends, an organization that works to conserve forest and other ecosystems, last year alone, voluntary carbon offset projects issued 62.7 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalents. That's equal to not consuming almost 150 million barrels of oil. Still, some say offsets shouldn't be the main choice, like Nicholas Hagelbergy, the United Nations Climate Change Coordinator.
If we're serious about kind of addressing climate change, we have to reduce emissions. And it's only after we can address that question that we can get into the offset.
To help reduce your emissions, there are calculators online like this one from Native Energy that allow you to track your own carbon footprint and see where you can make changes. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now, the cost of carbon offsets varies on the degree of what you are emitting and how much you want to offset.
If you are buying an offset, it should have a serial number that allows you to trace it back to the project.
Brave new world, isn't
Yeah,
it?
no kidding.
Well, we may still be looking at summer-like temperatures right now here in the Madison area, but a lot of you are ready for sweater weather.
Or jacket weather, whatever it may be. Shayna Mace is in with a look at the fashion trends for this fall. We'll check in with her next.
No accidents to report right now. Now the eastbound side of the Beltline, of course, going just a little slower than the westbound side. But on the westbound side, we are actually seeing delays right now as well. Unfortunately, the speeds on the eastbound side down to the 20s. Westbound side, we're also in the 20s close to Fish Hatch. And then things pick back on up the closer you get to Gammon. Around Prairie du Sac and Sauk City, we do have that delay, of course, heading into Sauk City. Once you get closer to Baraboo, though, and even passing through Sumter, the roads look just fine. That delay due to lanes being reduced down to just one lane heading into Sauk City. From Janesville to the Beltline, it'll take you 28 minutes. Sauk City to Middleton, about 16 minutes. And from Sun Prairie to downtown, about 17 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right,
thanks, Dana.
A fast food chain is encouraging all of us to order in by giving away some McSwag. Yes, McDonald's is teaming up with Uber Eats for its McDelivery Night promotion. The hope is we'll be fine with paying a delivery fee because they are giving away branded apparel that includes socks, slippers, and sweatpants, or maybe some earbuds and playing cards, even a giant blanket resembling a sesame seed bun with a hood. McDonald's is staying quiet about how it will determine exactly what you receive, but we do know you have to order $10 worth of food at least. It has to be after 5 p.m. Thursday nights, and it's only while supplies last at participating locations.
Interesting idea.
I guess so, yeah. If you want some sesame bun sandals, there you go.
Big Mac attack. Well, autumn officially begins on Monday.
That is hard to believe, and there are some pieces that are essential for your fall wardrobe. Fashion and style contributor Shayna Mace is back with us. How you doing?
Shayna, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. You got some fun stuff here. We're like we were eyeing up the coats already.
Yes, I have done the shopping for you. Just listen to what I have to say and shop away.
We like that,
so,
yes.
And all found locally?
All found locally, yeah. Teresaki by Westtown Mall. And then actually the brand new Tradition Women's Market. She just opened in downtown Middleton like 5 days ago.
Wow.
So stop by. I'll try to remember to say where the pieces are from.
Okay.
Yeah. Each one. But so yeah, fall is one of my favorite times to shop. Layering, dresses, coats, jackets, boots. So let's talk about some trends here. First of all, we have some great fuzzy textures. This is from Teresaki, a great navy color, which is also a super big color trend this season.
I have to feel
this one has a nice detail.
It's so soft.
I know. This one has a nice detail. There's a little bit of
oh, there it is.
Kind of like a grommet detail in the back. But then Susan was eyeing this one. This is what we would call like a teddy bear coat almost. It has kind of that really fuzzy texture, and it's in a great color that you're wearing as well. This great red color for fall. But imagine just walking down the street and how cute you would be in this. So
especially for the Badger game.
I was just about to say that. You'd be really cute for that.
So great color and texture trend here.
So jewel tones, big
jewel
this fall.
tones, yeah. And actually I pulled a couple of other jewel tone pieces now that we're talking about it. This again is just from Tradition Women's Market. Just a great simple shift dress. So many occasions that you could wear this. A nice cutout detail in the back. You could wear it with some opaque tights, boots, flats, whatever you'd like. And then she also has a great kind of like drapey vest. This comes in one size, but it's super cuddly. And you can layer it over just a multitude of things, whether it's a button-up blouse, another sweater, a t-shirt, that kind of thing. So yeah, jewel tone's definitely a big trend. And then I just pulled this other one to show. This one also has a really cool texture. It's almost like a faux suede texture to it, but a really simple shift dress. And that's why I like to pull these things to show a variety of body types that can wear these. And a lot of these are super wearable, super great and long-lasting things that you'll be able to wear beyond just this fall.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so then we also have some fun print trends that we'll talk about as well. One of them being, and probably a major one that you guys have already seen, is animal print. Two of the big ones that we're seeing, of course, is leopard and snakeskin. So here are two great pieces from Teresaki. We have like this nice wool jacket, which, you know, as on like a kind of like a little bit of a cooler day, you could wear even as a jacket, or you could wear it as a piece in the winter time, layered over. Long sleeve shirt, blouse again, and then this great snakeskin. So many possibilities to wear this. Wide leg jean tucked in, frayed crop jean with like a little sneaker. So, and then camo is still making a really strong resurgence. Which, yeah, we're still seeing a lot of that. So these are kind of updated takes on camo though, which I like. It's not just the standard camo that you would see. So this one's more of a muted one.
Oh, I love that green.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
Beautiful.
From Teresaki again, and then here's like a nice kind of open front cardigan that would be really cuddly and cozy. You could even wear this to work, dress it up, dress it down for the weekend. So I'm all about versatility, as I've talked about many times. So
I love any excuse to wear like a big cuddly sweater.
Yeah,
that's what makes fall so great.
Seeing so many of those still.
Exactly.
So just keep buying them. Another fun one that we're seeing, and this is could be a workwear trend, you could even wear it on the weekend if you want, is more of the menswear style. I pulled these pants actually because they're so great. They're actually pull-on, if you can see.
Oh yeah.
But they look like a nice black pants. So if you like wearing your yoga pants, these are like but like they look like an actual dress pant. And then we have this great cropped ankle pant again from Teresaki. pair it with a lovely camel sweater, you're good to go. And then kind of as a counterpoint to the menswear trend, we have kind of the feminine romantic trend as well. So we're seeing a lot of blush colors this season, which is a color you normally associate with spring and summer, but it's really carrying into fall in sweaters and boots and bags and things. This is from Tradition Women's Market. This is another great piece, kind of incorporating the jewel tone, but also a lace trend, kind of that feminine romantic detail again. And then here are just two other selections that we have, kind of that florals. Again, we're also seeing florals this fall as well.
Florals and frills, it looks like.
Florals and frills. And it's nice because this one is more of like cooler colors, kind of more of a fall look. And then we just have this great little black blouse that you could wear this numerous possibilities, all from Tradition Women's Market. And then lastly, let's talk about fall outerwear because that's what we're here for. And you know, being in Wisconsin, we really need some great outerwear. The moto jacket is just such a huge trend this season. Moto jackets in general, I have one, really is a classic timeless trend, so you'll never go out of style. This one's a little bit more expensive. It's real leather from Tradition Women's Market, but again, you'll be able to wear this for seasons to come. So it would not be a bad purchase. And then camel coats are also a really big trend, and this one, if you feel it, is so nice. It's nice and substantial.
It's really heavy too,
And it's just so classic. I mean, if you think of fall, like you could wear this, you know, with as it gets a little bit cooler, and then into the winter layering a little bit more under it. So
beautiful and all local. So you're shopping local, which we love all the time.
Yes.
Great pieces.
Yes, thank you.
We got all of our fall shopping done.
I know, we're done. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for
I
making
did the
it
shopping
easy.
for you, and here it is. So,
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great to see you,
Good to
Shane.
see
Thank
you
you so much. We'll be right back. All is quiet out there.
It is pretty quiet right now. Of course, we got a lot of storm action coming through early this morning. Now we just have a few clouds hanging out, a few pockets of sunshine also. Looking at a visible cloud track, you can see a cloud deck really bubbling up this afternoon. And we're getting, again, a few spots for some sunshine, especially on the western edge of the state. Temperature-wise, it's a little warmer for Grant County and in Iowa County, where we're in the mid to upper 70s at about 72, though, around Madison. Those dew points in the mid to upper 60s. So you will certainly notice your humidity this evening. It's a little breezy at about 10 miles per hour in Madison, but thankfully right now our Doppler track is quiet. We do have the slight chance for a few isolated showers this evening, but again, nothing like what we saw earlier this morning.
All right, good news. Thank you.
So tomorrow on Live at 4, we will preview a cycling fundraiser going toward cancer research.
And our Michael Bruno goes backstage with the hit musical The Book of Mormon at the Overture Center. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. In today's Final Touch, emergency services in Switzerland and